Actions speak louder than words. Certainly something that we are taught from our childhood. Words of advice that are rooted in today's gospel according to John. Jesus gives us this very logical statement. If you're familiar with statements of logic in writing or in programming, this would be that if, then, else. So if, Jesus says, if you love me, then you will keep my commandments. Actions speak louder than words. So what Jesus is inviting us to do is not only to proclaim with our lips that we love him, but as important as that is, and we should certainly do that every day, but as important as proclaiming that we love Jesus with our words, to do it with our actions is so very important, because actions speak louder than words. So what is it in our lives that we need to do to allow others to know that we love Jesus, that we follow him, that we keep his commandments? And as the gospel progresses, and we're reading from chapter 14 through 16 in this section of John's Gospels, as it continues, again, Jesus reminds us of those first words that he spoke to his disciples at the beginning of this time of Easter. Do not be afraid. Do not let your hearts be troubled. We know how important it is that we need to put fear aside if that is what keeps us from following Jesus, from doing the right thing, from telling the truth, from not gossiping, or whatever it is that keeps us from revealing more completely, more fully, more genuinely this important relationship we have with Jesus. Peace I leave you, Jesus says, but not as the world leaves peace, but peace that comes from knowing that God is always with us, that he stands at our side. Peace that comes from knowing that he has given us the Holy Spirit to guide us, that we are not left orphan. That's the peace that allows us to not be afraid, to not let our hearts be troubled. It's not always easy to do the right thing. Sometimes it's really easier to talk about it than it is to live it. But Jesus encourages us, if you love me, he says, then you will keep my commandments, because we know that actions speak louder than words. So as we come here, as we proceed to the Ascension, and then the following week as we celebrate Pentecost, we know that we are to be living witnesses, like St. Paul and the other apostles. We are to be living witnesses of the presence of Christ in the world. For if you love him, you will keep his commandments, because we know that actions speak louder than words.